Welcome friends. So in this session we will discuss about how to determine the vector or the connection arrangement in a star delta transformer, and thereafter we will discuss about the phase shift in a star delta transformer, how the connections are made in this YD11 or YD1, what is the meaning of this YND11, YND1. So these things we will discuss in this session, and the importance of these things is that we are going to discuss these things because from next probably one or two session we will discuss about the transformer protection, and there these things about the transformer vector group connection or the phasor arrangement will be very essentially required for transformer differential protection as well as for REF and backup overcurrent earth fault protection also. So without wasting further time, we will discuss how the transformer phasor connections or the transformer vector group are made using a very simple concepts, and these concepts will be helpful for you in not only in drawing the connections but also when you have the connections with you and you want to identify what is the exact connections. That is, if suppose someone has given you the connection arrangement but you don't have the numberings or the numbers phase markings has somehow diminished, in that case also you can determine what is the phasor connections. So let us start. First of all, what is the meaning of this? We will discuss about this y and d1 or y and d11. Thereafter, suppose it is written as dy and 1 or dy and 11. What is the meaning of these things? So first of all, remember we are going to use the standard convention, that is the IEEE convention. In that convention, what essentially it says is that the digits or the alphabets which is written in capital designates your HV side. So here a star designates your HV side, that means HV side is your star. Similarly here also this is your HV side, and here delta is your HV side. This is the first thing. Then comes the next thing, the smaller the alphabet which is written in a smaller case like this D over here, this designates your LV side. Same way in this also. In this also this designates your LV side, and here this designates your LV side. Then comes this N. N means grounded. So this N or N, anywhere this N means this is grounded. Now I will explain to you the significance of each and every digits, and lastly it comes as 1 or 11, 1 or 11. So what is the meaning of this 1? 1 means your now HV side leads LV side by 1 o'clock, and I am going to discuss about this, what is the meaning of 1 o'clock or 11 o'clock in just couple of minutes. What is the meaning of this? So basically what is the meaning of this 1 o'clock and 11 o'clock is that if you draw this clock, now in this clock suppose this is your 12 or 0, and this represents 6, this is 3, and this is your 9. Now if this is suppose it is saying at 1 o'clock, that means this is, if your this is 1, this is 2, similarly this is 4, this is 5, this is 7, this is 8, this is 10, and this is 11. Now if you suppose it is given that your HV side leads LV side by 1 o'clock, you know that our phase rotation is always in anti-clockwise direction. So phase rotation will be in this direction, anti-clockwise. That means if this is your HV at any time at 12 o'clock, that means your LV at that particular time must be at this 1 o'clock. So if you draw this, that means if this is your HV, then your LV must be somewhere at this point, and the angle between these two is 30 degree. And how this 30 degree comes? This total is 360 degree in 12 hours. So 1 hours is equals to 360 divided by 12, and this comes out to be 30 degree. So whenever it is given that the last digit is 1 or 11, so when it is 1, that means it is 30 degree, and HV is leading your LV by 30 degree, HV leading LV by 30 degree. If it is given as 11, that means 11 into 30, which means it is 330 degree. That means HV now leads LV by 330 degree. So now to make this 330, what you have to do is now in this clock itself, suppose now you want to have your HV leads LV by 330. That means if HV is now at this point, so your LV must be at this point. So now this is your LV at 11, and this now comes out to be, this is your LV at 11 and HV is at 12. So now if you go into the clockwise direction, so first HV will reach, suppose this is the point at any point. First what happens, if you are rotating like this in the counterclockwise direction, first of all HV will reach at this point, and after 11 o'clock, after 11 hours, LV will reach at this point. So HV leads LV by 330 degree, or you may also say that HV lags by 30 degree, but the standard convention is that we always designates HV winding in the capital letters, HV winding in the capital letters. So this is your HV winding, and then the angle which is shown over here, this angle always represents your leading angle. So now this is a basic concept. So we will now start how to draw this YND1 connection or YND11 connection. So the drawing of YND1 and YND11, it is very simple. We will again use this clock, and this clock designation is very easy to draw. Suppose you have given this YND11 and you want to draw this YND11 connection. So first of all, what are the given quantities or given data for you? The easiest thing to draw first always is your star winding with grounded. So suppose this is your R phase, this is Y phase, and this is B phase. So this is your RYB, and now this is grounded. So this becomes your star. Now next comes, you have to draw this delta. So suppose now you have to draw this delta. So this is the delta that you have available with you. Now you want to connect this into this arrangement such that your HV leads the LV by 11 o'clock. So first of all, how to draw these things? Now we will go back to a very simple concept. Suppose this is your clock, which I have already drawn in the last slides also. So this is your 12 o'clock. That means this must be 6, this is 3, and this is 9. Now if this is 3, so somewhere like this is 4 and this is 5. Similarly, this must be 1, 2, this must be 7, 8, and this must be 10, 11. Now the first thing that you must understand is that in your RYB phase rotation, which is this R, Y, and B. So this is your R phase, Y phase, and B phase. And if you rotate it in the counterclockwise direction, that means Y phase lags R phase by 120 degree, then similarly this B, and this switch again 120 degree. So now I have already explained you the basic concept that 1 hour on this clock is equals to 30 degree. So if you want to draw at anything at 120 degree, that means you have to draw it at 4 hours interval. Now what does this 4-hour interval means? First let us start with R phase. This is 12, which we can also say this is 0. So if this is your R phase, that means your Y phase must start at 4 o'clock and B phase must start at 8 o'clock. This is very simple thing, R, Y and B. So now if suppose this is your winding R phase, Y phase, B phase, and similarly this side also. So what you have to write simply here is, this is your R phase. So what you have to write here is 12. Y phase, it is connected at 4, and now B phase, which is connected at 8. Now you know that this is your winding, and these are the two terminals of R phase, suppose coil A1, A2. So if this represents suppose A1, then this A2, if you extrapolate over here, that means your A2 must be connected to 6. So your R phase, and why it is connected to 6? Because this A1, A2 is in the same plane. Same plane means 180 degree, and 180 degree means 30 into 6. So if you draw for R phase, it will come down to 6. So R phase will be 12, 6. Similarly, Y phase 4, 10, and then B phase will be 8, 2. So this is your start side. Now in case of delta, we know that our HV and LV windings are always wound on the same core. So if your HV and LV winding must always wound on the same core, that means the voltages will always be in the voltage developed will also be in the same sequence. So now if this is in the start side, you must write the same thing in the delta side also. So now just write this, outer side is 6, inner side is 12. Similarly this is 10, 4, 2, 8. And now what connections do you want to have? You want to have your connection as YND 11. And now in this clock, if you see, where does 11 comes? 11 comes in between 10 and 12. That means this is your 10 and this is 12. So this is your 11. And now this is your R phase of delta side. Similarly, once you have connected R phase, which is at 11, so where will be your Y phase? Y phase must be lagging with your R phase by 120 degrees. So now 1, 2, 3 and 4. That means your Y phase must come somewhere like here at 3. So how you can obtain 3? 3 you can obtain by connecting 2 and 4. And now lastly your B phase, which must be connected in between 6 and 8, and this will be your Y phase, this will be your B phase. Now this is a very simple thing, but once you know how to connect these things, how to connect your terminals, then this drawing becomes very easy. Let us try one more connection, which is your YND1. Suppose the next connection is your YND1. So now in this time we will start with your star winding, R phase, Y phase, B phase, and next after this star, next comes is N, that means grounded. So this is grounded. Now you have to draw this delta winding. So this is your delta winding. Remember at this point we have not connected delta till now. What we have to do now, we have to connect delta as 1. So first of all, we already know from this last that R phase, if it starts at 12 and 6, so R phase if it starts at 12 and terminate at 6, Y phase will be at 410. So Y phase will be 410 and B phase 82. This I have already explained to you. Likewise in the delta side you must write this as 612, 10-4 and 2-8. Now what connection you want to have? You want to have a connection as YND1. So once you want to have a connection as YND1, so you know that in the clock where does 1 comes? 1 comes in between your 12 and 2. So this is 1. 1 will be in between 12 and 2. This is your 12, this is 2, so 1 will be at this point. And now this is my R phase. Likewise, once you have drawn the R phase is where? At 1. From there, calculate 120 degree. So 1 and 120 degree means 30 into 4, that is 4 hours extra. So 1 plus 4, that means 5. So Y must come at 5, and where will be 5? 5 is in between 4 and 6. So this is your Y phase, and in the end B phase is your in between 10 and 8, which is 9. And you can easily verify these things also by using simple clock notations. Now, why I have explained to you this, how to draw these connections of YND1 or YND11, why I have explained to you these connections YND1 or YND11, because when we study about the differential protection, then at that point of time we must be aware about the various connection groups so that we can implement the different compensation matrix for differential current compensation in your transformer. Also, these various connection diagrams are required to be understood for parallel operation of transformer. So you cannot operate two transformer of different vector group in the parallel. For parallel operation, you must have the two transformer of the same vector group, and only then you can operate it in the parallel. So now you already know about these two connections. So suppose at some point of time it might happen that you have given some, or you already have some connections available with you, but you don't know what is these connections. Or it might happen that suppose inadvertently this is the connections of the bushings, this is the connection of the bushings, but the terminal which is brought out outside, that terminal is somehow interchanged. In that case, your this vector group will change. If your outer connection changes, then your vector group change, and if your vector group changes, then your compensation matrix for the implementation of differential protection inside the numerical relay will change. So now we will discuss a simple case. So this is your RYB. So now we will discuss a very simple case. In that case, we already have everything in the same way, but suppose the outer connection has reversed somehow. So we will discuss that case now. So now consider a case in which you have a correct connection of transformer star delta windings, and everything is correct up to the bushing points, but when these are brought out outside and when it is connected to into the relay, somehow your connections has reversed, or somehow your phase sequences has changed. In that case, how it affects the differential protection because of change in phase sequence, or because of change in vector, or change in the connection arrangement, that you must understand, that you must be aware about. So in the modern numerical relays, everything is done through your compensation matrix, and you must choose a correct compensation matrix for your differential current compensation. Now consider a simple case in which this is your delta winding, which is the actual delta winding, which is something like this. So now suppose this is connected to this terminal, and this is your second winding, which is connected like this, and then this is the third winding, which is connected like this. And we were expecting that this is your R phase, this must be your Y phase, and this must be your B phase, and this is the star windings, which is like this, and this is grounded. So in the star side, everything is correct. This is RYB, which is correct. But suppose inadvertently in this side your terminals has interchanged because of some wiring error or something. So now your R phase is this, and your Y phase is this, and your B phase is this. So in this case, now once your connection has reversed, so how Now earlier we were expecting that this connection is suppose YND 1 or YND 11, that we will determine what is this connection, but we were expecting it as this or this, and we know that in these conditions the HV and LV phase difference is 30 degree, and we have selected a compensation matrix such that the 30 degree phase shift is compensated inside your differential protection relay. But now because of this connection changes outside, because of some manual error or because of some connection errors, this phases has interchanged. So now what is this connection? Instead of this YND 1 or YND 11, this must be something different now, and now you have to determine what is this actual connection, and you have to select the compensation matrix, and we will discuss about this one thing which I keep on saying, this compensation matrix. Remember this thing that we will discuss during our differential protection session, compensation matrix, and I will explain it in detail during our differential protection session. I will explain into detail. But for now, only consider one thing, that this compensation matrix generally is employed to compensate for the phase angle which is existing between the HV winding and LV winding, and because of this phase sequence, with this angle difference, there will be some differential current by default, and you have to compensate that those phase angle, and for that these compensation matrix are used, but we will discuss in details during our actual session on differential protection of transformer. Now in this case, how I have already explained to you how we can determine this phase sequence. You know that this is your R phase which is at 12, so Y phase at 4, B phase at 8. Opposite to this will be 6, opposite to this will be 10, and opposite to this will be 2. Likewise in this side also we can write it at 6, 10, and opposite to this it will be 2. Likewise this side will be your 12, this side 4, and this side 8. Now this is your R phase. So where is your R phase connected? R phase is connected between this 8 and if you look at here 6. So between 6 and 8 R phase is connected, and you know that what comes between 6 and 8? It is 7. So this is your R phase. Now where is Y phase connected? Y phase is connected between these 12 and 10, and what comes between 12 and 10? It is 11. And B phase, which is connected between these 4 and 2, that means it is connected at 3. So now if you draw the clock, this is our 12, 4, 8. So in this case your R phase is connected at here, this is R phase, and Y phase will be here and B phase will be here. That means this is your R phase, Y phase, and B phase. This will be your delta side voltages, which is, if you can write over here, this is VR, this is VB, and this is VY. This is of delta side. And at star side we already know that this is our star side voltage, which starts at, this is your VR, VY will be at 4, and VB will be at 8. So this is something like this. So now if you compare the R phase with R phase, so this is VR star side and this is VR delta side. And if you see here, now this delta side voltage, leads your star side voltage by how many hours? 12 minus 7, that is 5 hours. That means if you now see this connection, it has now changed from DYN1 to, this is, first of all, which side is leading? Delta side is leading, that means delta must be your HV. Which side is lagging? Star. So this is a star, which is a small. Is a star grounded? Yes, that is this. And now what is the angle difference between the star and the delta? So delta is leading a star by 5 o'clock. So this is 5. So now due to your connection change, this transformer connection, which was supposed to be, or which was supposed to be YND1, is now changed to DYN5, and you have to implement the compensation matrix by using this connection arrangement only. So in this session we have discussed how to draw this transformer connection arrangement using a simple, very simple concept using the clock notations, and I hope everything is clear up to this point. In the next session we will discuss some other fundamental concepts of transformer differential protections. Once you understand these basic fundamental concepts, like in this session we have discussed about this transformer connection. In this session we have discussed about the transformer connection. This we have studied in this session. Now in the next session we will probably discuss about the current distribution in the star and delta transformer. Current distribution for your current distribution in star delta transformer, YD transformer, for two different types of faults. One is your phase to earth fault on star side, and second is your phase to phase fault on star side. We will discuss about this. Later on we will again discuss about, or not again, but for the first time we will discuss about the current distribution in auto transformer, current distribution in auto transformer. Basically we will discuss about the star grounded with tertiary delta, and in that case we will discuss about tertiary unloaded and how these current contributions will change. So once you understand these concepts, how are the current contributions and how these currents are distributed inside the transformer winding, if you understand these concepts, then after that you will be in a better position to understand these transformer differential protection, transformer REF protection, and later on we will discuss about the overcurrent and earth fault protection, which is basically the backup protection of the transformer. We will discuss about these things in later stages. Finally, in the end, if time permits, we will discuss about the backup impedance protection of the transformer also. So hopefully today's session you understand the connection arrangement very well. If not, try to draw as many connections as possible by yourself, and in case of any doubt you can directly comment in the comment box. I will try to explain these concepts by different methods, by using the phasor diagram or by using the clock arrangement, but basically what I think is that the clock arrangement is the easiest method for drawing the transformer connection. Clock arrangement is your easiest method to draw the transformer connection, and that's why I have used this method. So now, without wasting further time, let us conclude in this session up to this point only, and we will come back again with some new topic in the next session. Till then, keep learning. Thank you and goodbye.